I actually went to the Manitoba Métis Federation. I don't know, for some sort of like employment services or something. And they had a liaison who worked there. And he kind of like flagged me in this tiny little office, told me about the Aboriginal entry program and said, why don't you give it a whirl? I filled out the paperwork and then I had to pick up my flight ticket at the recruiting center in Winnipeg. And it was like a week after 9/11. And they were like, are you sure you want to do this? I called my dad bawling, like, should I join? And my dad's answer was, you've done nothing with the last 3 years of your life. Why not give it a whirl? See what comes from it. I was an aviation system technician. I worked on HERCs in search and rescue. Then I got out, and when I joined back up, I went and worked a 3-year Class B with the Army as a finance admin because they were taking out of trade. So I learned a whole new trade on the fly. While I was at that unit, my husband died. I started asking a lot of big questions myself. I think they're big questions a lot of people ask themselves during transitional moments. It could be divorce, it could be release from the CAF. It could be injury. For me, it was like death, like my life falling apart. And I began my healing journey, or my exit from the CAF, I'd say around that time. And I then decided, why not go work at the transition center with ill and injured, other people who are struggling with similar things, maybe not the same struggle, but a struggle nonetheless. There, your mission is the people. It's not this like outside bigger mission. Your mission is your members. It is their healing journey. And that is difficult, especially when you come from a military thing and it being like this big operation, right? No. Our operation, or our objective, was the members. When we join the military, it's like we say this oath. We leave with some certificates and flowers and a depart with dignity, like service or whatever you did, but we never undo that original oath. Kind of when you joined, we snuff out that torch, that authentic torch, and you put on the uniform and you go about this career. And then when you leave and you take off the uniform, we never kind of like relight that torch and bring it back home. Honor that time of service. Write another oath to yourself, to what service looks like now, not what the uniform says it has to be or what your community says it has to be. How can you live a life of service now? Write that oath to yourself. Me, I read it around the fire with my mom and dad. They probably thought I was like a little nutty when I was doing it, and I rewrote it. But it was that moment to say, that was the time in my life. We can honor it, we can respect it, and rewrite that oath. So that would be my thing. It's like a little call to action for anybody getting out. Take that moment and rewrite an oath to yourself. Take that torch home. Start that journey back home, just like we did in the recruiting center once upon a time.